planet and take back your planet on another spiritual realm now. By 1995, when it is destined for you to do it. The only way it don't occur, they say, why the beast? You said the beast supposed to be gone. Why the beast ain't gone? Because they're waiting on you. Y'all ain't right here. You understand what I'm saying? Now, seriously, we're going to give you some other juice on that too. Now, give you some other juice on that. So that's the thing that is going on with the Sirius ceremony. The grace period is on. And the only reason why you are not understanding, because you're trying to go by your Bible, but your Bible, you got damn near 12. 19 books taken out of it. And the whole heaven realm, why this stuff sounds strange, like I said, the book of Enoch is out of it. So therefore, the preacher don't know nothing about the book of Enoch. So let's go through some things. First of all, let's hit the minister Farrakhan and give him to send him this message. This is coming straight from the brotherhood. So y'all brothers from the mark, don't crucify me. I'm going to tell you something to give to your leader. Straight up. Straight down the street. You know, straight up. The thing about it is this. First thing Farrakhan got to do, if you go right, since I'm in Detroit, this is from Minister Rasul's mouth, which is the son of Ahmad Muhammad. I know it again. Straight back to the Ahmad Muhammad. First thing Ahmad Muhammad got to do is he got to let go the NAACP. He got to let go the Urban League. And he got to let go the Congressional Black Caucus. He got to cut them niggas off and hell with them because he don't need their support.
Come on.
I'm going to tell you why. Now let's go into straight up metaphysics and Godhood on what's going on. Down here is the third dimension, and it is the political and the mundane dimension, and it is run by the white man. He was given that. Up here is the fourth and on. He runs a certain subplanes of the fourth dimension, but he don't run the real deal going on up into the ninth dimension. You run that. You understand what I'm saying? Now when you start dealing in his realm, what happens is this. The white man got you. Because you down here. Dealing with the niggas that's controlling him. That's the political and the mundane. So now when you get on this realm, and you start dealing on this particular realm, what has happened is, the white man, since he rules that realm and he still has that realm, you subject to all kinds of things. You see what I'm saying? Now, what's happened is, even though I know, because Minister Farrakhan is a man who turned me on. So I love the brother. You understand what I'm saying? But what has happened is this. When you start dealing in this realm, the white man has spies on the astral plane. And he goes and spies on the astral plane. He said, let's see what realm he's dealing on. They say, well, he's down here in the mundane because he's making a coalition with these niggas. And we own these niggas. And these niggas have no cosmic hookup to God because they don't believe in nothing but the white man. That's right. That's the only reason why they compromise. Jesse Jackson, all them niggas. All them niggas. You see what I'm saying? None of them niggas. I don't want to hear none of them. So now the white man on this realm, the white man on this realm says they got spies. They say, okay, if he's not 100% totally in this realm, and not in disassociated with this stuff, and if he's in this thing, then we got it. So now what happens is this. Number one, now come on. You think the white man is that dumb? The white man don't even put you on his TV set. Not unless he's already got the little realm fashioned out for you. Let me let you in on what's going down with the white people. I went to Jacksonville, Florida. You can go back and tell him this. I went to Jacksonville, Florida. You see, the problem with us is we done call the white man to be so much and we so low until we don't realize. Elijah Muhammad told you that the heavens will open up in the last days for the white people. Well, the white people, even though they are not on the higher realm, they are still on the lowest part of the fourth dimension, but that's still over this third dimension. So some of them have meditated and got on these lower realms, but they still hide in the third dimension. So now also, so what they do is this. They into all the witchcraft, and they into all the other kind of stuff. Now really, in actuality, witchcraft is not what you think it is. It was a spiritual system of the goddess that came, because Wicca, it comes from Wicca, and Wicca means wise one. But since the woman has been shown as negative through all of the religious doctrines of the sectarian religions, when they started doing this, when it came down to medieval Europe, they started burning them at the stake. But they was actually practicing some stuff that they got out of Kemet on the goddess worship. But still, yet it's our power. It's our power. So now, these white people are dealing with our They're dealing in the Bodon, they're dealing in all the stuff. Well, what's happening is, they got limited amount of sauce, but they got enough to whip that behind for the people that's down here. So now I went up there and I was dropping. And in Jacksonville, Florida. They got a church called the Cosmic Church of Christ. These white people, these witches. So now they came through in the spirit world. They came in and they came in the spirit because they checking things out on the plane. That's why if you ain't dealing with this, you ain't dealing with nothing.
That's right.
So they checking things out on the plane. They say, oh, he one of the brothers from Sirius. We don't like we don't like people from Sirius. Okay? So they came trying to come in and zap me. But see, I'd already had them. I pulled them libations before I started. So when they got in, it was like hitting the brick wall. Hear me out. My God say, I'm here. You can't get through. You see, I had already had them. All right, now you see why I pulled these libations. They couldn't get through. So there's another brother who was of the Noah. He's of the Noah vibration. Because they got different overlords up there. The ones of the nations by way of Master Farah Muhammad. Different overlords. So he's of the Noah vibration. But what had happened with him was, he was, he was in cosmic evolution to get himself up to Godhood. But then the ego set in before it was time. He said, I'm Noah. He said, no, you're of a Noah vibration, and your ultimate manifestation would be that of Noah. But see, when the ego sets in, it stops. It comes in and it's just like a blockage. It's like a clog. The energy comes down and it's stopping it now. So even though he's getting the transmission, he ain't going further. You see, because he's not going further up the ladder. So he's all psychic and stuff, but it's stopping it. He can't get the energy because he got to let go of the ego and let go and let God. And then he becomes God. So now these people on the astral plane, they knew what was going on. So they said, oh yeah, he's dealing with a big ego. We know he's a little crazy. So they came, they stepped to him and said, man, you God. Now they're doing this in the spiritual world. Say, you God. And that brother there is one of your disciples to bring the people to you. They said, we got to see him over here. We want to give him a message. So he stepped to me after the lecture and said, man, you got to go to the Cosmic Church of Christ. They want to give you a lesson. They say you from Sirius and they don't like people from Sirius, but they want to give you a lesson. I said, oh, something's funny about that. So I had my spiritual sister. She said, oh no. She said, they're going to try to get you over. They're going to zap you behind. See, they couldn't come through in the realm what I was in, but the simple fact that I had the gods with me. And I had the protection. So what happened was they wanted me to get me to go over their place so they can pull their guards. And once I get in there, my guards can't come in and protect me because they was going to steal all my guards. And I'm up in the middle of my stuff, and then they tear my butt up. So, when you go to Donahue, when you go to Barbara Walters, and when you go in their realm, thinking you're doing humanity for these dead niggas who you can pack all the houses you want. They're going to listen to you like Michael Jackson. They're going to go back out and do the same thing. So when you go to Barbara Walters, when you go to do the press conference, you are in their realm. And then they got you. Straight up what I'm telling you. Now you can take it or let it alone. I don't care. I'm telling you straight up from the hierarchy. They got them. You see what I'm saying? So Brother College speaking all at the white man colleges. They got it. Now, so what's happening is they're whipping that behind. You see? Then all of a sudden, you get bogged down in the masses, thinking that these masses is nothing. The masses has always been the 5%. It's still a 1%. See what I'm saying? So now what I'm trying to tell you is send a message to cut all these people. Cut these. Number one, cut these masses loose. You're going to get the masses, but you're not going to get the masses by associating with the masses, because the masses don't want to hear nothing but riddles, and they want to get high, just like liquor. Well, your knowledge now becomes your aphrodisiac. But it ain't going inside. If you don't internalize this knowledge, it can sound good, intellectual liberation, masturbation, but it's bouncing off. And our people are too clogged up with, number one, with the diet to receive nothing, but also with the egos. So this is what's happening. Now, Father Muhammad goes to the college, this cracker college out here, LA. Okay. All right, you got the fruit around. We done got it from the spiritual person. We done got it from the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm said, Said, Yes, it's doggone right. It was the Jews that programmed that brother, because they did it back in 1991 with a brother named Calvin Brady. He went in for perimeter mall in Atlanta and shot up the mall. And they had an just like drinking the Kool-Aid. This is Reverend Jim Jones. Drink the Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid. Drink this Reverend. Drink the Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid. If he can do that, what do you think the beast can do on a high level when they said that when he can be dealing on these levels? They said he was going to get the hell and open himself up, give him some rope and hang himself. He created implants, mental poisonings. They had the book, Louis Spitz's book, Mental Poisoning, came out in the 1930s. What you think? He's talking about mental poison. On a regular level, what you think they can do with the doggone implant? Calvin Ray said, I got an implant in me. They said when that brother shot him, they said that brother Scarlett said he drew back like he was already in the days before they hit his behind. Now this is the key to the whole thing. So the cosmic hierarchy already said. They said, number one, they said, because the sister, she said, because she talked like me, then the spirit hit, she said, they are saying, it is coming through. And she used days, she said, that it was the Jews who implanted the brother to do this. You see. And I heard they had another brother riding with guns all over him. It was in the crowd. They said it was the Jews that implanted the brother to do this. And I said, oh, okay. I thought it was over. I said, well, he did. They weren't successful. Then it came through, oh, yes, they were successful. They weren't trying to shoot him. No, man, the white man is more powerful than that now. He did that in the 60s, killing people like that. White man is more advanced than that now. They say, no, now wait a minute, now look at this now. Come on, now use your heads. I got 2 legs, which is harder to hit. This is the hardest thing to hit on my body compared to my torso and all of this. But yet I'm going to go and hit point blank range both legs? No, they said it was successful. They said what had happened was they had toxins laced in the bullets. You see, that's how they did the Harold Washington thing again. This is what the white man dealing with now. And all they wanted to do was get through to get the bullets to enter his body. They weren't trying to shoot him. They wanted the bullets to enter his body, and they said the toxins is laced through to his. They said, but since he is on the path as far as doing righteous work like he was one of the free black men standing up telling him, But they said, if he does not stick to a total vegetarian diet, and we ain't talking about no fish, if you don't stick to no total vegetarian diet, he will surely die. They said that the toxins are going to magnify and cut at Muhammad's body, and he's going to die. And I already heard he got some nerve damage. I don't know, wasn't that in the final call? You see? So if he don't stick to the what you call it. Now this is the deal that's going on, because I'm going to tell you what's up. Number one, y'all say what the hell y'all want. Y'all eat everything but pork. Come on now. High up, and I said, fish mouth bull jive. The fish is laced with all the doggone death-dealing stuff. Fish is worse than pork. Chicken is worse than pork. And you eat that stuff. If it wasn't worse than pork, they got more chicken places in the doggone black community than hog places. Most of the hog places are owned by black people. Bill's Rib Shack. Most of the chicken places are owned by white people. All you gotta do is go to doggone AU Center. They got church in AU Center. They got churches. They got a Mrs. Winters. They got a Popeyes. They got Popeyes and churches right across the street from each other. And they both owned by the same company now. They got a Kentucky Fried Chicken, all that stuff. Now y'all come at that pork and that swine. It ain't going down like that. It's dead animal vibrations in your body. Get off all meat. No meat at all. You gotta get off the stuff. Now you saying, okay, now y'all willing to go. It's funny how we operate now. Now we willing to do anything it is to free ourselves in when we thought we could. We'll go and do all kind of crazy stuff to be like the white man. Put on his funny little suits and go there and change our voice and some of us will go out there in the hot sun and dig them shitholes all day for 75 cents to get ahead. But now we're saying you don't have to do nothing. All we're saying is do simple things. Get off all of me. It's the first step. And you know what? That's the hardest part. Oh, you think about crack. Crack ain't got nothing on me. Nothing on no beat. Nothing on no beat. So, now we're dealing on that level, but see, you can't be dealing on no mundane level. He said he's going to do a 1 million man march to D.C. What's a 1 million man march going to do? Oh, supposed to let the white man go, oh, I'm scared now, it's a million men. Hey, he gonna go look, oh, we got 1 million black people in the same place. Get your bombs out. We can get most of them right now. I'm telling you what time it is, man. I'm telling you, I'm not standing before you trying to make no market. I'm standing you as a conduit or a medium from the hierarchy. I'm telling you straight up. You see what I'm saying? Straight up. You see. So this is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is why the white man now, he's putting him in the media. By the tons, he's putting Mr. Farrakhan in the media, and they're doing that for a reason. Right. You think the white man is just justly saying that he's going to put Mr. Farrakhan in the media so he can help black people or whatever kind of way? They don't even, before they even do that, they got it all planned out. They say, get him more associated with this realm. Get him more associated with this realm. And then we got it. Keep their minds off of this realm. This is the prize. You gods. You don't have to compromise to the beast. You gods. This is your plan. You don't have to say nothing to the beast. So they stepped the rap on it, which is Imam Esau. They told him, look, okay, you in Melchizedek vibration. You don't do it, we're going to whip that behind. Now what you got to do? And as of April the 3rd, when we went and met Thunderdog, he pulled all these people off the street. Ain't none of them out no more. Hierarchy say time for talking is over. That's right. It's time for straight up doing this thing. That's right. The masses ain't going to get nothing. The masses is a popular culture. They deal on the 5 senses, the animal level. What feels good, what tastes good, what sounds good, what looks good. You see what I'm saying? And mainly in this, in those 5 senses, what is always good to them 5 senses ain't really good for you on this range. So the masses ain't never did nothing but follow the trend. They're popular culture, they're deaf, dumb, and blind. It's always the nucleus that, so you don't build a nation from the outside in, you build it from the inside out. It's one small atomic point called the Hadid point, the Vindusi or the Melanin. Our secret society was run just like the black dot. Just one point in you is God. Our secret societies was run the same way. Where always, see, the white man got that from us. Pyramid shape, all the peons on the bottom, and as it gets, the smaller it gets, you got the real deal people in the triangle and the capstone. They got that from us, copied it from us. Illuminati means the illumined ones. That's one of our terms. The illumined ones. Lucifer means a light bringer. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. And it ain't talking about no spooked out devil and what. No, the white man's devil is your God. If he keep talking about Lucifer and Satan, that's the man you run to. I'm going to show you some stuff. I'm going to break the lid off on that in a few minutes. Oh, you say, now that nigga, that done gone crazy. He's talking about devil worship. Oh, that nigga, that going to have us all going to hell. Like the Christian be like, I don't want to hear it. You ever see the Christian? You start talking to the high side, they start running. I don't want to hear it. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. Wait for them, know it. So now, the Illuminati ones, or the Illuminati, or the whole 9 yards come from us. It's a small, so what happens is the nucleus. So what you do is you build a nucleus. And the nucleus shines just like the Christ. And then the popular culture, they see the light and they start coming in. So you draw in from the inside, not from the outside. That's the popular culture. That's why all the black leaders in the 70s ran themselves crazy. You see what I'm saying? Now you got H. Rap Brown there in Atlanta talking about alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Want them to be alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. What is that doing? People still crazy. It ain't doing nothing. Talking about follow the Quran. You see, people still crazy. You know, Father, you are the Quran. You are Allah. The arm, the leg, the arm, the head. Allah. Which is the truth. We're going to get in it. We're going to get funky right now. Let's go. Okay now. Let's do this. Now, that's what time it is. You got to tell him that come up off this stuff and you got to get on this realm and start teaching the people straight up space. Go look at Rap on his material now. They ain't talking about nothing but straight up the cosmic realm. They went through the vortex in April and they out of here. That same man that they was laughing at. He turned around, took the people off the street. They not nowhere to be found. Now they down in the mountain, they out of there. I'm telling you what I know. Melchizedek done told them. They out of there. Take them off the street. It's time for y'all to come on home because these people out here gonna wear you thin. That's what the doggone masters do. But in order to help the masses, you must seclude yourself and get the juice, and the masses will come in like a magnet. This is what time it is on the house. The real people, they don't put on TV. They don't put them on TV. The real God don't put on TV. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, it's not that the Minister Farrakhan is not whatever he said he is. It's just a matter of they're using things now, psychic warfare. You got to understand what time it is. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand what time it is. You see? And any time them doggone Uncle Tom preachers find comfort in you, you see what I'm saying? It's time for you to get away from them. Because just like they say, you should support anything the white man oppose and oppose anything the white man support. When it comes to doggone niggas and Uncle Tom black people, you should support anything that they oppose and oppose anything that they support. I don't want to stand with no Jesse Jackson on this. I don't want to stand with them. Because if I can't sit down to a like this conference they just had this weekend, if I can't sit down to the conference on the table and say, yeah, we killing y'all crackers come doggone 95, and they agree with it, they ain't standing with me. This is what time it is. I'm telling you straight up. Now I'm just telling you these things and all. Take it out of the spirit. Now look, all you gotta do is think if I'm bulljabbing. All you gotta do now. We've been hollering this stuff about the black man and the black woman is God. All you gotta do is swear out. If you think that I'm joking, Minister Farrakhan and them got a way to tap into the spirit to find out whether I'm joking. I'm telling you to put me to the test. Get one of these psychic sisters and let her go in there and read me. Say, well, read Bobby Hemmitt and see if this brother ain't on the up and up. Because it can be done. And if I'm lying, then they'll know. If I'm telling the doggone truth, then and they get the transmission from God, then you know what time it is. And I'm just telling you straight up, because we're looking at the manifestation of the Godhead right in front of us, and we got to start doing some things right now. Now, let's go into this particular alien agenda. Number one, I said about these rap games. Let me get you on this rap thing. Let me tell you what happened on these games and these raps. Number one, the white man started them games back up because them games big and they ain't never start killing each other. And if you notice, pathology just don't start overnight. This thing, boom, it went like this. The white man been doing his pathology like this for the last 6,000 years. The white man pathology around 1985, boom, he just started killing each other. And all of a sudden we started to see, number one, they said, number one, we got to get the guns from these black people so we can impose martial law. So the first thing we're going to do is, number one, they set up the games with the dope, supplied them with the guns, and then they took the rap music, and they put which the rap artist would come in and he could be sincere. But they put the actual backmasking up under there, a subliminal thing, so when you play, this is coming from the hierarchy. When you play it, they kill your brother, kill your brother, kill your brother. And so this is how it is. They played it out that way. That's why they had to get rid of the albums, because you could play it backwards. And they started with basically the cassettes and the CDs. And the CD is more intensified because it's more EQ'd up. It's not as good as an album. That's the bullshit. An album is better than a CD. An album is an actual recording that has a groove. And the sound is full. A CD has a flat hiss sound. They just took a CD and made it into an EQ'd sound, and you think, ooh, it's so bright. But in actuality, the album has a better sound. You can hear all the quality of it. So all you got to do is if you had you a good album, is get you an EQ and put the EQ'd album up against a CD. Ain't no comparison. Even the Consumer Report says it's the biggest ripoff ever. So now they put they got rid of the album because you could say it backwards. And sooner there's somebody about a card onto it. And they got the CD. And this is how they programmed them to start killing each other. And that was all done to do that particular thing that's going down. Now, let's go into the alien agenda right now. I hope I didn't make no enemies, but I'm just telling you straight up. Now, the alien agenda is this. Number one, the reason why they're abducting white people, like I said before, because white people, 80% of white people do not have the black dots. Therefore, they do not have a small atomic point in time that connects them to the brotherhoods in this universe. That means that they are, like Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, don't look up in the sky, you ain't no star-born baby. You're an earth-born baby. So what happens is, because they're not hooked up with the actual brotherhood, what has happened is this, and not hooked up. The aliens, they look at this planet, and they look at this planet and they go like, even though there's life down here, they say, well, in actuality, there's no life down here. Because the cosmos, they use things on a more divine and spiritual function. So since we all shut down, they consider us all dead people, including the black people. So they say this is free territory to go in and conquer because it's a dead planet. So they can come in and do what they want. But they're not prohibited by law to mess with anybody with the black dot in time, which is all your darker-haired people that have a soul They are only permitted to mess with the mutant who does not have a soul because he doesn't have a soul, because of the physical, that's functioning, but that's like a zombie. It doesn't exist only on this dimension. Outside of this dimension is nothing. So it doesn't have a little bit of energy because that the particular energy it is, that's nothing. So he's made up of the lower astral plane. He's not made up of the star power or the sun. So because he's this, he's like free scrap metal. He's like free territory of scrap metal. So what happens is the white men can come in, strip out the genes and all. So what happens is they got walk-ins. They got 7,200 walk-ins. No, 72,000 walk-ins. And these are people from other planets that come in, and when the body is about to die, it goes up, and it comes back on. That means that little bit of energy that the white man has is gone, and the alien comes in. He starts walking around. And so what they do is some of them, they come in to walk in, and some of them, they just go and they give them babies, because they can do they're a big experimentation project because they're not humans. So they can give them all these particular babies and implants, and strip out genes, and take it back home, and do all this stuff to the cracker. You saw fire in the sky. You see how they had to crack a whole stomach on and all this stuff. Dead people, killing them. You see? So they can do all this particular stuff because they are mutants, they're like they don't exist. You exist, but you're dead. But they understand that you are the gods and you know, so they're not from here. That's why you don't see white people having abductions. You ever see the black people having abductions? And when you do have black people have alien encounters, they usually give them something to heal them or to open them up psychically or something. It's just the black people so stupid, they think, oh, some alien come, they start running. One woman say that the alien got after her to try to give us some stuff, and she said she got in her car and put that baby to a Honda. She said, man, she said she was hard ass. You see, that's what Dr. Ben said. I see a spaceship, I'll run. That's what he said. So now they can do these things. So they got 72,000 walk-ins. And they strip the body out and they do this, but they got the ones that actually walk in. So now some of these white people walk around, they'll walk around monitoring so how they can take out crackers. But they white. They're aliens. So what happens is, like I say, sometimes that body gives out on them because it's a physical body and it'll break. So because it gives out on them, what they do is, when it falls out, like I said, they take it to the hospital. And then when the doctor get in there, you saw what happened when the woman went into the hospital and the gas came out and all the people fell out in the hospital. That was what happens is the alien throws out this gas and that's his exit gas. You see. Now, what's going to happen now? That's what's happening. Now what happens to you is different. You exist on a higher realm, which is your higher consciousness. That's an entity on another plane. But that plane, see, some of these planes are not as you think up there. These planes are right here. The difference to you is dimensions. They're right here. They're not up there. You can say up there and all, but actually what you're looking at, those stars are right here. It's all one. And all you got to do is tap into a doorway in your brain and you can get there. So it's all within. So by meditating, you can tap into one of them doorways and you can see the other there. You can say, hey, I'm in the other room. What's up? I ain't seen you since you died. You see? That's all it is. It's frequencies we talk about. It's like a radio station. It's like a radio station. You see? So this is what happens. So what's happening is, now with us, there's an entity that take over the body. That's your divine self. And it wear the body like a spacesuit from Sirius. And that's your divine self. And it takes over. Mine is right here. I went on this Phoenix Mounds. And they said, this Phoenix is supposed to rise. They said that Phoenix is right there. It's right at my navel. It tried to come up last Wednesday. And I saw that Kundalini started coming up and all this kind of stuff. And see, when God let it for you, even though I'm vegetarian, man, I ate all day, even ate all into the night. Was full, and then the Kundalini tried to come up. And man, it started coming up anyway. I said, man. And then after a while, but I had going in and took some colon cleanser earlier. Oh, about a couple of minutes it was up. And I said, dang, it's right. I gotta go to the bathroom. So I went in there, man, and I had a real deal flush. When I sit on that throne, when I got off the throne, that state said, woo! And boy, I was up there. I said, oh man, this is it. And you just feel, it's like somebody take your behind and set you on the stove and your butt start burning up. That's how the cosmic fire in you. And man, my butt was burning up. I said, oh man, woo, boy. And it started getting hot and I was sweating. And it was cold outside. I had the air conditioner on, what it was. And I started sweating and that Kundalini started rising. and all. And what happened was, and then I stood up, I said, oh man, I got it now. And I walked towards the stereo, and the stereo blacked out. I said, oh yeah. And it blacked out. And I said, oh man, this is it. But see, what happened was 2 days before that, they tried to shoot me to use. But see, I was like you. They said, okay now. They said, this is you tell the people. The queen left. I said, I ain't gonna meditate. I'm just gonna chill. So I didn't meditate 2 weeks. Done told y'all to meditate. I ain't meditated for 2 weeks. And the energy came in and shot in because I didn't meditate to have the vessels open so it could go through my body. It came up to my head and lifted me up off the bed and threw me into the stereo and busted my head open. And then the thing about it is, it busted my head open and somehow I ended up back on the bed and I woke up with a pillow full of blood. And I said, damn, what happened? I said, I must have hit my head on that stereo. But I looked, I said, the stereo way across the room. And then when I talked to the spiritual sister, they said, yeah, they said, we bust your head open. They said, you were meditating, we shot you the juice, and the juice just lifted you up off the bed, bust you in the head, bust my head open, and it was so powerful, and I was in such a dream state with the juice, I didn't even feel it. But it rose. And then when I got on the mound, they said, yeah, and they had two spiritual seers from California. Because one of the spiritual seers from Jacksonville, Florida, she said, oh, when y'all get on the mounds up in Monroe, Louisiana, that Phoenix Mound, they said, you hear a joke on the 19th, LA and New York is going under. I went to my spiritual sister, she said, yeah, it's going under. She said, but they're saying that they got some spiritual people that's holding it up. And they said, both of those places. What happened was you got Yogananda with the book, Yoga. He's in the spiritual realm and he held up California from going under last Sunday. In New York, somebody held it up. They said, why? They said, not because of white people. The earth was trying to, the earth was trying to get them off last Sunday. But what had happened was there's so many black people out there, and they said they was holding it up because of us. You see, that's why they was doing it. You see, so this is the juice that's going on. Now, you got some blue-skinned people from Andromeda. They are blue-skinned people, and they said it's a couple of them here, and they're in touch with 4 or 5 people around the earth. Now, they told the white people, they say, look, we can give you information, but we can't help you. You see, now y'all ain't getting off the earth. They said, we can't help you. We can give y'all the information you want. They said, but we can't help you. They said, so they said that, now, what had happened was, I started getting on the radio, and we got this brother named Juju, and this brother named Juju called and stuff. Now, isn't it funny? I'm sitting up here talking to you. This is not like most lectures you go to. I'm telling you stuff in the spiritual realm. So the brother named Juju came in, and the sister, I talked on the radio, and the sister Alpha called me. She said, this brother named Juju want to see you. Say he's a spiritual channel. He talks to spirit all day. She said he don't talk to nobody. Say, but he want to see you. I said, well, okay. I went by to see him. He said, brother, I don't talk to nobody. He said, I don't mess around with niggas. No, man, I don't mess around with him. He's a black dude, man. He said, I don't mess around with him. He said, brother, he said, what it is they said that the cosmos had me section off in a corner that the white man don't even know how it exists. And I talk all on his radio and everywhere. They don't know it. But see, I'm in my jurisdiction. But if I go on the Donahue show, I'm out of my jurisdiction. That's why I'm trying to tell you, you got to get to the minister and tell the minister to get off these TV sets and on TV shows. Don't tell him to cut the Congressional Black Caucus, all the niggas off. Cut them off now. And get in your jurisdiction. Your jurisdiction is the Master Farah Muhammad Ahmad Muhammad Vibration Complex. Get in that jurisdiction. You see, Ahmad Muhammad never went out of his jurisdiction. You see what I'm saying? And when Malcolm did, he got killed. That's why they couldn't take Ahmad Muhammad off. Martin Luther King, he was in the white man's jurisdiction because the white man made him. And actually, he was a savior for white people more than us. So don't go outside of your jurisdiction. That's what I'm trying to tell you to tell the Minister Farrakhan. I'm not making democracy. You got to get in his jurisdiction. When you go to these white people's colleges and all this stuff that's going on, you're not in your jurisdiction. He is sent for black people. He is not sent even to warn white people, because white people already know. You see what I'm saying? Most of them already know. White people got a whole Masonic lodge in Washington, D.C., in Virginia, in Alexandria, Virginia, and on the top floor of their Masonic lodge, they got a group of white people raising up their hand to get to God, and they got a big black hand coming out of heaven. You ain't teaching white people nothing that they don't already know. They have had 140 years of knowing your secrets. You see what I'm saying? And the only ones that don't know is the ignorant ones, and they don't exist. You see what I'm saying? They don't exist. So this is the stuff that's actually going on. You see. Now, like I was saying. So now look. They say they got me sectioned off on a corner and the white man don't even know I exist. Then they said that the people on Mars done heard me. The cracker was trying to get off the planet. So he was going to try to bargain with other star systems so he could get off. They done heard the message. Now to let you know that this stuff is real. I'm a little old black man from Mother, South Carolina. And the people on Mars done heard this message. And they told the white people, you can't come over here. Oh no, the gods don't approve of you. You know you can't get off the planet. So now what's happening is that they're not going to be able to get off the planet. So they got this whole thing, Haton, Sananda, Ishtar Command, and the Ascension. They say that's all hocus. They say that is white people and their propaganda trying to get off the thing. They say ain't no Haton and no Sananda, none of these people that's going to help you. They say the only thing going to help you on this planet is the God. And white people ain't gods. Now the key to that is this. That means they're going to tell them, you can't get off the planet. But the only thing that can help you is them brothers that you got locked up in prison. Now ain't that something? Now I'm the white man. And you mean to tell me that your God is out here? I got locked up in prison? You got God locked up? That's the secret of God gonna come like a thief in the night. He already here. Check it out. Check. All right. There's 18,000 graves here. And they might merge them with white people because they taking over their bodies and all that kind of stuff because they're dying out. You know the whole thing on that. The white people, they built a base on Mars and on the moon. The aliens have already taken the base from them on Mars. Also, you got the space on Mars is 1 million years old. That means it was built around the same time as the one here because they're in the same circumference. That means that the Sphinx here was 1 million years old. That means, and that's high civilization. It ain't no humped over man built that. Ain't no Grimaldi man built that. That high civilization built that thing. So they wish they carbonated it to 80,000 years. Now they come to find out that it's 1 million years old. So that means that you have been here for 66 trillion years. You see? So the Sphinx, so they have taken over that. Now, white people says that, okay, then you got the Hubble telescope, which is, I think, they ain't spent no $9 billion to watch no stars. That's their defense force. You see. Now, the black man, the alien said, it's your biggest problem right now is these doggone religions. Straight up. They said they said the first thing we'll do to clean up this planet, the first thing we'll do is we'll get rid of all those doggone religions. Amen. They said that the first thing they'll do, they said number one, they said that you got to know that you are God, and that's it. Know that you are the microcosm of the macrocosm. And if you know right now nobody can get with nothing, ain't it funny how the doggone people that's stuck in these churches is catching hell. Don't know they behind from a hole in the ground. But yet they God doing everything for you. You know what I'm saying? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If the white man runs the TV set, and the TV set is the beast in the last days that's keeping you down, the media and all of that, why is it when you get cable TV, every other station is a doggone preacher on there? Because they said straight up that the religion was put in place to keep people in slavery. You were gods. Then the beast came on the planet. The beast came on the planet and they had to give him a religious doctrine. But now you listening to that stuff and you ain't the beast, you the gods. And this is what the beast is, this is what the Bible is explaining, your nature. And the Quran is explaining your nature, but you following that like the beast. You understand what I'm saying? When you're supposed to be going to God and being the example of what the white man is looking at in the Bible. Remember, there was other exoteric schools. Your Bible was created by the Holy Kabbalah. And the Holy Kabbalah is the system and the path of the tree of life. And you go up those tree of life. Let me get a picture of the tree of life. You go up the tree of life. You go up the tree of life, and when you go up the tree of life, you obtain God. And right here, you see the spirit is dark, that's the black dot. Dark, the black dot, the dark Vader, which you get in there is the white man's devil. And these are all the planets and stuff, which is also in you. And when you line these up, you get Kepler, which is Metatron, which is also the devil. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. Get funky. Now, this is what your Bible come from. And your Bible is taken into little stories to give to the people on the exoteric level. Well, on the esoteric level, it's the Holy Kabbalah. But it also, the truth is also in your Bible if you know how to dig in there. And go into your Bible and not buy your Bible. So now they're saying that religions is keeping you dead. Now, we're not talking about the Bible. We didn't say nothing about the Bible. We didn't say nothing about the Quran. I didn't say the Bible or the Quran. I said religion. There's a difference between the scriptures that were sent forth by your people as a manifestation of your soul to get you back to your soul. It's another thing in an organized sectarian religion that's got you on some spook level of good moral code teaching that you don't need, that you're supposed to know by the time you're 12. That's why the Bible says, I ain't got no sense on you till the time you're 12. What it means is this, you're ignorant till the time you're 12. At 12, you're supposed to know good moral teachings. And the other part is you're supposed to go to the level of God. What Jesus was trying to teach. You see what I'm saying? So these religions, I ain't talking about the scriptures, I'm talking about these religions all set in place. Otherwise, the white man wouldn't have 92 of them in one black section in Atlanta alone. You see what I'm saying? And when he colonized, you had the land in Africa, and he had the Bible. When he got through, you had the Bible, and he had the land. So what is keeping you in slavery? It's the doggone religion, straight up. So you don't have to compare. You people in the nation of Islam, you don't have to compare on whether the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad is true Islam compared to what them niggas got in Saudi Arabia. The niggas got in Saudi Arabia a slave religion, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught you the God religion, which was the esoteric part coming up out of doggone Islam. It's bigger than Islam. You see? If Islam is the nature of the black man, then what he was telling you in the methods of the black man was the actual nature. So you don't even have to even try to compare to them. We're talking about something bigger than a doggone religion. Because he said, to worship a God any other than yourself is to worship a God inferior to you and less than yourself. You understand what I'm saying? The brothers in the Orthodox Islam ain't dealing with that. You see what I'm saying? They dealing with Allah. Yes, there's a universal prime creator. I'm not telling you that there's not a God. I'm just telling you, you are one with that God. And you are the manifestation of that God. And God manifests and shows the world through you. You are a mirror of that God. They say the black man's soul is the mirror of mythology around the world.
Peace, brother.
You understand what I'm saying? You're the microcosm of the microcosm of the macrocosm. You understand? So you are that God. You understand? And this is what's going on. This is why you have the word Atan. You have this particular thing, Atan and Kemet, the sun. And then it has hands down. The hands is coming down to grab you. So you are a son product of a greater sun. And that greater sun, that sun in you is that black dot. And when it is activated, it becomes that crown chakra, which you see on Jesus Christ. This is the science behind it. You've got to get with it. So they said that they would actually do that. Number one, they said the reincarnation history. They said you got to find out not who you were when you was a slave, but they got to find out who you were when you was a God. Then you would know something about yourself and what your role is. So you got to tap into that, and it's all in you. And the more you get by yourself in quietness, you can tap into that. Through meditation. Or if you got somebody that give you a reading, or one of the good ones, not Dion Walwy. Telling you that whether your boyfriend gonna leave you tomorrow, that old bull job. But see, when you go to these sites, some of them is good, you be asking all kind of stupid questions.
That's right.
Ask them who you were when you were God, and then realign yourself up with that. What vibration you under. So they say reincarnation history. They say the gods is already here. They say every last one of Moses, from Moses to Muhammad, and all the prophets, they have all reincarnated. They back on the earth. They're all back down here because this thing is getting ready to get lifted up. So in actuality, you are those gods. And you got to tap in that. Your history of the earth is a reincarnation history. Now, Albert Muhammad couldn't teach you that, and he had to say the thing because you had already spooked out about Christianity. So he wanted to get you off that level, just tell you God within yourself. You understand? But like I said before, I tell all of them that he didn't begin to tell you what he really knew because you weren't ready for it in 1975. But even if you get the theology of time, he was speaking a whole different message of what he was talking about in the message to the black man. But he kept saying you ain't ready for it yet, but you just got to study. You understand? There's an explanation for everything. If you want to call it entity or whatever, we're talking about the entity in you. You got to tap into that entity and be that God. But guess what? Y'all going to become that anyway. Soon. Once you graduate, soon. You're going to start feeling it probably tomorrow. Some of you feeling it right now. He coming in. Your higher self is coming in. Well, the whole point about it is, well, first of all, the people in here, you're supposed to be one because you are not like the other people. You see, the knowledge of the 144,000 is not going to be 144,000 going to be the only one saved. If it was going to only be 144,000, they got to go and invent 144 Negroes here. Because y'all won't make the cut. Because they got indigenous people all around the world that live a life to God, who don't have the Bible, who live a spiritual life with nature and God, you will make the cut before you. So therefore, that's got to be wrong. The 144,000 is talking about 144 light bringers that's going to jumpstart the other people's brains. That's you. So now, for you're going to get off the me for the simple fact that right now you are one of those light bringers. If you wasn't before tonight, you are one now. You're one of those light bringers. And everybody in here is one of those light bringers. That's what the 144,000 is. Now, you say, oh, now the problem you got is this. Well, my people are in religion. They think I'm crazy when I talk all this kind of stuff here. You don't have to go to your people. Because you got a family, because they don't bear witness, because you bear witness, you are a representative for them. So when the stuff go down, you can go, hey, I'm your representative, and this is what's going on. So right now, it's not a matter of getting the other people together, it's getting yourself together. The ones who bear witness. You see what I'm saying? So how in the devil you going to be in kindergarten and all of a sudden you become a preacher? So what happened was the first time we learned some knowledge, we're going to go back and run back and try to teach somebody something. And we didn't internalize it ourselves. You see what I'm saying? I can teach you because I didn't internalize it. Show me the best one. Show me the best Christian. I go up to him and I keep bear witness. But some of you can't do that now because you ain't internalized it. Some of you don't believe it. Only reason why you go into them is you feel if I can get a few people to confirm it, then I believe it. And then they beat you down and you come running back. Well, my family said this, no, I just don't know. Don't tell them. You secretly get your stuff together, and you are the representative of them. Remember now, because I am, they are, and because they are, I am. So therefore, you are the representative. It's all one blueprint, one black dot. One of the good books you can get is the Chakra Handbook. Get that book, the Chakra Handbook. That's what it's called. You can get it. How you spell that? Excellent book, Chakra Handbook. Don't ask me to spell that. You asking the wrong black man how to spell it. Well, I can't even read my own writing. You talk about having some incarceration, you're going to have to decode my spelling. You see. So these are some things. Now, reincarnation history. Stop being afraid of being God. Let go and let God. Some people saying I'm having these spiritual things, but I'm scared. Fall in there. Don't be scared. That's right. You see what I'm saying? Surrender. Let go and let God. Let it come. Come on up in here. Whip my behind. Hang me high and let the world see me die. As long as I'm getting from under this beast. If you ain't scared of what this beast putting on you, why are you going to be scared of God coming to get you? Which is only your higher self reaching out to you. You see what I'm saying? So stop being afraid of being God. Number one, Jesus the Christ is a composite figure of Buddha, Heru, and all the other ones. Krishna is a composite figure, which is telling you in actuality that number one, The doctrines after he died went too far to say that he's the only one that ever did this. So you got one particular people's story and think you got it all, and he who knows one book knows none. What's that going on? And you know, I don't hardly need the microphone. But anyway, he who knows one book knows none. Now, it's funny. Go get T.W. Doone's book, Bible Myths and Their Parallels.
What?
T.W. Doone's Bible Myths and Its Parallels. You can order it from Health Research, Spiral Bound, about $40. Give you all the parallels. In the book, he tells on the first page, he said, it's funny, I was a missionary with the Bible, and I went to all these so-called heathen places with my Bible, giving them the Word of God. He said, and I ran into contradictions. All these heathen places lived the most spiritual life with harmonious with nature and their people, and me with the so-called Bible and these damn beasts that had me going out taking it to them, killing up everybody. He said, right then I knew that was a doggone tool of control is that Bible. That's why they one in every neighborhood. And that's why the dumbest thing on the planet is your preacher. You don't need no man to holler at you for no 15 to 20 minutes and think you get some spirituality. The only reason why you in there because you guilty about some stuff you did last week. And you in there because of some doggone guilt. And the only thing you do is you go in there and you sing 5 disco songs and let the man holler at you and then you give up all your damn money. And you still crazy as the devil, broke as the devil, and all of that. The church is a joke. That's why they want in every neighborhood. My preacher can't tell me nothing. And if I wasn't a spiritual man, I'd kill them all. Seriously. I'd kill them all. They can't tell me nothing. Where's brother? I don't saw it. Don't get that. Aren't you tired of that? And guess who got this? Remember now. Now listen. Now y'all bear witness to me. Is this a man of God? Is this real or is this Memorex? I want y'all bear witness to me. Did I tell you at first that the ego was planted in man, which is the lowest part of the beast? Right? Who got the biggest ego? Ain't that preacher got the biggest ego? Name me a preacher that don't have the big ego. Number one, because y'all gave it to him, because y'all worshiping him. You worshiping him. That's your God. It's a doggone preacher that don't know nothing. What's that?
Brother Bobby, could you give me the title of the T.W. Doone's
Bible Myths and Its Parallels. Yeah. Bible Myths and Its Parallels. T.W. Doone. Good book. You can get it, you have to order it from Health Research.
That's right.
Just try and use the carol. Try and always get those.
There was an article in the Free Press 2 weeks ago that said there were 10,000 churches in Detroit.
10,000 churches. And Detroit is one of the... No, actually they gave the city a bit of unwrap. This is one of the beautiful cities I've been to. Because we got the black mayor. All the rest of the people around the country got to look at y'all because they had a black mayor that long. Ain't it funny? All the black mayor cities, they give them a bum rap. Now all of a sudden Atlanta is one of the murder capitals of the world. Let me tell you something about Atlanta. I ain't never seen a city where you can leave your doggone car doors unlocked and go back and your stuff ain't stolen. But yet it's the murder capital of the world. Because they take an isolated incident of some stuff that's going on in the projects and they say that because they know it's black mayors there. And that's some bull jive. Same thing with here. I was surprised when I first came out. I'm thinking, I'm expecting Brooklyn. Now that's another story. If there's a hell on earth, it's Brooklyn. God knows, ain't a clean area in Brooklyn. Nowhere. Not even the so-called nice brownstone. Look like God, hell half an acre. You know what I'm saying? So that's what so Bible Myths and Its Parallels is the name of that book. Now, you got Sai Baba in India. He is a part of Vishnu and Krishna reincarnated. He is a Christ figure on the planet. Black man with a big afro. You ever seen Sai Baba? Black man with a big afro. He said, I'm getting ready to get even blacker than this. So that's the real God of the planet. All the Christ figures was black. You see. They say now it's going to come a point where you know everything. That's coming up soon. But you will be in tune. Some of your people are going to hear this stuff and say, oh Lord, I think I'm going crazy. That's where you're going to be in thing to tell them what's really going on. You see what I'm saying? So that's so you are here for them. Keep them from going crazy. They say that earth holds the most fear, and you hold the most fear because fear comes from ignorance. And because you're ignorant, you hold the most fear. So therefore, you got to go. This whole thing has got to go. It says white people say that they're going to take responsibility for the government. Because if the government is by the people, of the people, and for the people, and the government is all around the world, and it is the beast, that means the white people got karmic responsibility of the government. And no changes we can make. I am because we are, because if the government is, they are. So therefore, exercise yourself away from them white people. Because the karma is on them, because they got to take the karma for everything that the government, the Illuminati, and all the beasts have been doing around the world. So either way, if they say I'm a nice white person, they ain't 20% of them people, and we don't have time to sit up and figure out the 20%. Let the chips fall as they may. If they end up in our corner at the middle of the destruction, fine. But some of them are doing more things to get there than we are. So therefore, don't worry about white people. But the other ones, commonly, they got to take that particular role of having that responsibility of what they have done all over the earth. So they got to karma, all of them. You see what I'm saying? It ain't the government. White people run the government. It's not just one person. Hitler didn't kill 6,000 Jews, 6 million Jews, or really 600,000. They took a zero and put in there and fronted. It's only 600,000. They said a hoax of the 21st century. You need to get that book. They fronted that. But even most Jewish scholars tell you that they say that that's a symbolic number. It was not 6 million died. But either way, Hitler didn't kill it. White people killed it. Two white people didn't take 1 billion people off the earth. White people took them off the earth. So all of them, and some of them same white people are reincarnated. If you're the reincarnated God, then they're the reincarnated beast. You rape your mama and kill your daddy and kill your mama. So some of y'all laying in the bed with the rapers and the killers for your mama. But your mama going on the spirit realm, they know. Then you understand why a doggone, what's her name, is catching trouble. I don't have no sympathy for that nigga. If they put that nigga in the lecture chair tomorrow, the hell with it. He has violated the ultimate sin in our community is the doggone get with that skunk. You see what I'm saying? Anybody get from around the black woman is crazy. That's right. So he's dead anyway. Let me show you a picture of this. I knew it was something I was thinking of. I said, I hope I don't forget. Now this is a book, you got to get this book, Occult, King of Egypt by Sirius. They say one thing about Sirius, he was a white man that died in 91, but he was always rounding up his other scholarly counterparts by picking the most black pictures to put in books. Let me show you something. Now they said that Nefertiti was a white woman, something of the same. Let me show you this picture of Nefertiti. This is a buffer head woman. Look at that body. Look at that booty right there. Look at them thighs. Any fool would know. I put it in the camera. The camera got to get a part of this here. Look at that booty. You can set a cup of coffee on that booty. She can run 4 miles and it won't even squeal. Ain't nobody in the world got a booty like that for a black woman. Now they say that she was from Mesopotamia, but even if she was lighter, remember the Semitic world back then was black people. They might have been my color, but they were still black. You see what I'm saying? Some of them was blue black people because there's blue black people still over there. But this woman couldn't have been nothing but a black. Look at them. Look at that booty right there. You know what I'm saying? Now this is about 2,000-3,000 years to his thing, and I had to put that thing down and all. I said, ooh, man. And fine as she wanna be. Now, let me show you another picture. Now this is a picture. This is a picture that I want to show you. Look at this picture. There's a picture in here of a black woman that's actually, you got to see this, because when you see this sister, you know that you'll step right back in time when you see this picture. Akhenaten, King of Egypt, Sirius. You got to get this book, just for the pictures alone. I say, I blew that picture up, put it on my wall, I say, now that's God. This was a picture. You put it in there. Look at that there. Now, this was the thing. Now, you know that ain't nothing but a sister. I'll pass the book around and let you see. But look at this. Now, to let you know that Akhenaten was showing up a black man, I'm going to show you what he did. He did one of them super fly pimp things now. He said, yeah, I'm going to show the world that I'm down with the way the brothers do things now, even now. He got Akhenaten sitting up in his lap. And she slung over like that, he in his lap. She's sitting over in his lap. It broke off, but you can still see. This is her leg. She's sitting up on his lap, you know. Chilling. Chilling in the cup. So some of the things we do as black people go all the way back to the way God's carrying on. But if you go and read the Yoruba stuff and the both other stuff, you're going to find out that the gods carry on about like black people. And yes, they got a sense of humor too. Because this is the express expression of you, and you are the expression of God. So a lot of things you do that you're thinking are sacrilegious, no, that's the expression of the God. Because they said that man and woman is the expression of God. So what you do on the earth is how God acts. It ain't a woo. That's Shakespeare and that's white people. Your God gets down. Just really think about it. Think about it. I listen to some funk music or whatever era you in, and I say, man, couldn't be nothing but the gods can create this to make me want to get up and boogie. Man, you know what I'm saying? I said, man, it can't be nothing but gods. But you know, like Richard King said, the white people, they can't take, some parts of their brains cannot take that beat. And they also say now some of these children, the reason why they got this new kind of beat stuff because they are some of the gods reincarnated, and that beat is on another level, and their melanin is telling them to do that kind of beat. Even though you can't stand it because you have a different era, that's those gods. You see. So white people never could take that beat. But you can tell that the devil, look at that live, that crazy guitar, and all that stuff. You see. So these are the things that's going on. Moving right along. Okay. You know the new skin disease in Britain? Yeah. Eating the flesh off. 47 hours. Just another form of skin cancer, eating them off so the cracker getting taken off anyway with the skin cancer. And like I said before, why would God put him on the planet and the sun, which is the life-giver force, which is the representation of God? They didn't work. They knew that the sun was a representation from God, of God. It was the power of God. And why would the power of God that gives everything life kill them all if everybody